Okay, 2003, Rose Howell. So I was pregnant with my last child. I was due in May, but yeah. Um, uh, Trigger warning, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Keep getting that one wrong. Okay, so Rose Howell. So I'm pregnant, and I mean, I had cravings for this chicken dim sim that there was a takeaway shop on the in the main street of Bellingen. And there was also a bakery around the corner, which was, which is famous, and oh my god, the food is amazing from this bakery. So you'd get there and there'd be a huge lineup. Um, well, I didn't know that the other person was actually living in Bellingen at the time. I found that out by his ex-wife afterwards. Um, and he would, drop me off, and I'd go, to the fairy shop and all that, and looking around the shops. And I'd get me dim sim and have that, and go to the park and sit there and eat that, and wait for him to come back, and we'd go over to the bakery and get, stuff for the kids and that for when they come home from school. Um, so I'm sitting there this day, and I see this amazing, the most beautiful young girl that I'd ever seen, and she had a mohawk. Um, and I'm like looking at her, and I'm watching her walk down the street past the bakery and going down to the end of the street. And I'm looking, and I'm like, oh my god, that, like, she's the only person that could have a mohawk, because she's that beautiful. Like, the mohawk literally suited her. She was that pretty. So he's come back, and Rose Howell's walking back up. I didn't know she was Rose Howell until he came back to pick me up. And I'm sitting on the chairs across from the bakery in that park. Um, and I said, oh, and I seen her, spotted her again, walking back up. And I said, oh my God, look at that one. I said, how beautiful is she? I said, even though she's got a mohawk, I said, she's stunning. And he's, oh yeah, that's Rose. Okay, so that's that. Come to when she went missing, uh, he'd taken the kid, like the two older kids, over to my friend's place to stay. And my third girl was coming, she would get dropped off later from school. So when she, like, before she got dropped off, he's like, oh, I'm going to go out to Bellingen. Oh, I've got to go out to Repton and see if I can find that guy. So we, like, my friends had a birthday party. My kids' cousins had a birthday party out at Repton, and they had a speedboat and all that. But by the time we got out there, my girl wasn't feeling well, so, and it was a bit windy, and she said, no, Mum, I don't want to go on, so we left. And we went driving through Repton. We ended up around Van Dargen, but the street we went down to was a dead end, but there was a fence there, because I seen a car open it, close it, and drive into this bushland. But there was an Aboriginal organisation driving down on the right hand side. But there was also a house, a blue house, and it was really a mad colour blue. And I commented, I said, God, I said, you don't see that colour blue on a house. It stood out. Okay, so, and then we drove up this street, a different street, going back to the highway called Parry Road, I think it was. And it made me cringe, because the other person's last name's very similar to that. Okay, so go back to this this day, and he said he was going out, and I said, oh, okay, well, blah, blah, my daughter will be back, I'll get her sorted, early dinner and that, and I'll put her down for a nap, and I'm going to have a bubble bath. So I've jumped in the bath later. He's been gone. And I'd put baby oil in it because my skin was dry and that. So I put a bit of baby oil in it. So when I finished the bath, and and I'm pouring out the water, and I didn't put the towels close, and I couldn't grab them, and I kept slipping and sliding. I couldn't get out of the bathtub, and it was freezing. So I filled the bath up again, and I kept filling it up and filling it up and filling it up until there was no water, no hot water. So I had to let it all out and sit there in the freezing cold, and I sat there crying. So it was around about 10 hours or over 10 hours that I was trapped in this bathtub, and my little one slept all the way through it. She couldn't get it. I mean, she was only 2. She couldn't, she wouldn't even be able to open the bathroom door, let alone get the towels that were sitting up the top of the shower area. So, like, I was stuck. I was trapped. So it was well after 1 a.m. in the morning that he showed up. I mean, I was so traumatised. I was so freezing. I was so traumatised. Now, I noticed he had a change of clothing on, but I was so traumatised that I didn't, it didn't register. Well, it did register, but it didn't. And I didn't say anything, and I didn't confront him over it. I didn't. I mean, I was too traumatised to care about someone that has come back with different clothes on. And he kept talking about Bandagan, and he kept talking about this tree, this sacred tree, and a paddock all by itself. Now, I did find a video online a few months back, probably a little bit longer, at the beginning of the year. The mother did a media interview, and behind her was a paddock with one tree in it, because he kept talking about there's just one tree, right? And of course, you go further back, there's bushland and there's more trees, but it was in this paddock, this one tree. And you think I can find that video, that media clip? I've been looking for it everywhere to see it, but behind Mum, from right where the spot where she was taken from, where she disappeared from, this one tree was behind her. And I've been dreaming about this one tree, and a beautiful woman in a long black dress, black boots, like a silhouette though. It's a silhouette that I've been seeing for years. And I'm like, with the memories coming back, I'm like, is that what I've been seeing? Is that where she is? So, but I mean, he was talking about a sacred tree on Bandagan. So I don't know whether they've got one tree, but it was just funny that, that's the area where she went missing, and behind Mum talking, there's this open field with one tree in it. I mean, coincidences again. I need these families to know this. I mean, if there's a possibility that some of these places that, I have abilities, and I've been dreaming and getting visions and seeing this stuff, but, I don't. Who do you get to listen to you? Who do you get to believe you? Like, it's whacked out to me. Like, this is possibly happened. Like, it's screwing with me, let alone these families and anyone else. And then, I've got these stalkers bloody slandering me and telling lies about me, and has convinced everyone I'm this crazy loon. Like, how do you fight that? How do you stand up for yourself? And I mean, there's not one bit of evidence yet they're all believing them. Like, I don't understand it. And obviously the false allegations to Crime Stoppers and the Queensland Police Commissioner, like, I mean, if I'm under investigation, I've got nothing to hide. I don't give a shit. I've got nothing to hide.